Now we're moving on to, do aliens exist? This is another. I'm really liking this video, guys. I don't know. I guess sometimes I have a knack for picking these reactions here. Fun topic.
First, the vastness of the universe suggests that life should be abundant. So why haven't we found any? Physicist Enrico Fermi famously posed the question, where is everybody?
Yeah.
His observation, now known as Fermi's paradox, points out that if intelligent life is common, we should have seen some evidence by now. Signals, spacecraft, megastructures, something.
Yeah.
Instead,
Fermi's paradox, it's a very famous question. It's kind of interesting. Is what does it say then that we have not seen anything? One possible answer that's speculated sometimes is that Fermi's equation is missing an important variable, which is the lifespan of intelligent life. So it's sometimes put forth that if you look at the whole grand cosmological scale, all 14 billion years or so of the universe's existence on such a grand scale, the actual amount of time that an intelligent species exists before they inevitably go extinct and or wipe themselves out is so relatively short that even though you might have intelligent life separately evolving in various different many places around the universe, it's just very unlikely that two of them happen to exist at the same time or exist within relatively close proximity to each other at the same time. And it's kind of a very cynical, pessimistic answer to the question that, maybe intelligent species just tend to wipe themselves out or go extinct far too quickly for them to ever overlap at the same time.
The universe remains eerily silent. One way to estimate the number of extraterrestrial civilizations is through Drake's equation, a formula developed by astrophysicist Frank Drake. It factors in things like the number of habitable planets, the probability of life developing, and how long civilizations might survive.
Yeah.
The math suggests that intelligent life should be common. But where is it? One possibility, we may be alone. Intelligent life could be extremely rare. Another?
That's another possible answer. Is that, how do you even calculate something like that? Right? It just could simply be that intelligent life is so rare that, or maybe there is like one or two other intelligent species, but they're just so many galaxies away, we're never going to have interaction with them.
Civilizations self-destruct before reaching interstellar travel.
What did I just tell you guys? That is a common answer, right? That is a common answer. And even if they reach interstellar travel, it's like still their civilizational lifespan is so relatively short. It's, there's never any observable remnants of their civilization left over for another intelligent species to evolve and come to encounter.
Or they could be actively avoiding us. Some believe that civilizations exist, but choose to stay quiet out of fear. This idea, known as the dark forest theory, suggests that shouting into the void is dangerous. Because if intelligent species compete for survival, it might be best to remain hidden.
Yeah, the dark forest theory essentially is if you were in a dark forest surrounded, like there's a good image with like eyes of predators all around you, what would be your impulse, right? Your instinct would be to shut up and stay quiet and hidden. Because if you make too much noise, the predators are going to swarm. And it's a very real concern that if there is intelligent life out there, there are a lot of thinkers, I think Stephen Hawking was of this position, that we should not be trying to make contact. Because if there are intelligent species out there, they're by far and away most likely to be hostile upon encountering them. An important lesson to remember, back in the 1930s, the most technologically advanced civilization on planet Earth was Germany. I don't want to say the name of the certain right-wing populist nationalist political party in power at the time, because that might trigger some term of service thing with YouTube or Twitch. But basically, Germany was the most technologically advanced civilization in the 1930s. And what happened? That technological advancement was essentially used to give them an edge in aggressing upon others. It's sort of human beings, our intelligence developed as predators, right? Predatory mammals are the most intelligent species on planet Earth. Intelligence is really at its core, it's a survival tool and it's a tool specifically that of a predator. And so if we encountered intelligent alien species, it's probably more likely than not that their first instinct would just be, oh, look, resources. Here's an Earth-like planet with a lot of resources, and the civilization on it, they're intelligent, but they're far behind us, so we can just steamroll them, right? Just like technologically advanced Europeans steamrolled and colonized, less developed parts of the world in the 18th, 19th centuries, etc. So this is the dark force theory: is that every intelligent alien species comes to realize, much like if you were surrounded by predators in a dark forest, the best move right now is just stay quiet and don't advertise your presence, or you'll end up assimilated into the Borg. All right, let's continue.
If the dark forest theory is true, it is a bit awkward for us.
Yeah, irotonic. I just saw your comment. Yeah, they would, or actually, you know what? I will disagree with you a little bit, irotonic, because hate sort of implies that they would have this active care and concern for who we are, but in a way that's filled with animosity. I don't think they would even hate us so much as they'd just be completely, we would just be irrelevant to them, right? They would just be apathetic. They would just have no concern for us. Like, I don't know if you're like vegetarian now, but if you eat beef, it's like, do you hate cows? Is that why you eat beef? Because you actively hate cows? No, you just don't have as much of a concern for cows because they're not intelligent creatures like human beings. They're not as advanced as human beings. So I don't even know if they'd necessarily hate us. I I just think they'd be, they just wouldn't pay us any mind as they steamroll over us to further their own interests. That's a very real concern with extraterrestrial life.
Oops. But if that theory is wrong, then why the silence? Are we the first? Are we the last? Or are we simply not listening properly? I don't know which is more terrifying.
By the way, that's another quick one I'll add on here, that's another thing, is it could just be, if you've ever seen Star Trek, aliens are often depicted as being basically human beings, but with like different little bumps on their face and different colored skin. But, we think of aliens as being human-like in a way, but it just could be the case that alien life is just so radically alien that they just don't even communicate in any way we would even think to look for. It could be that they communicate by like emitting, different like smokes from their body, or they communicate it could just be they have communication that is just looks nothing like spoken or written word to human beings, right? And they're just so alien that there's just no discernible way of communicating with them. That's another obstacle.
The idea that we are truly alone, or that other intelligent beings exist, ones that might see us in the same way as we once saw lesser developed civilizations here on Earth. If history is any guide, first contact doesn't always end well.
If you like my philosophical content and wish to see more of it, help get my channel off the ground by remembering to like, share, comment, and subscribe.